Hello, what's good, and welcome to CSC Sports. And today, I want to talk a little baseball. I haven't talked about baseball yet. It's kind of strange. Baseball is right around the corner, and it's gonna get cracking again. You know what I mean? Baseball is back. The summer is near. You know what I mean? And I'm in Chicago, and I have two teams here in Chicago, two baseball teams: the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. I'm a White Sox fan. I'm not a Cubs fan by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm not going to make this a bash video. We're going to do this in fun. Even though I dislike the Cubs, I'm not going to sit here and bash them. What I want to talk about, why the Chicago Cubs have not won a World Series or even made it to the World Series in 104 years. When I look at Chicago Cubs and I look at the history of the Chicago Cubs, I'm going to do a quick rundown of all. I'm not going to give you all the players, but I'm going to give you a slew of players that played for the Chicago Cubs. Billy Williams, Ernie Banks, Sammy Sosa, Mark Grace, Aramis Ramirez, Derek Lee, Leon Durham, Greg Maddux, Rafael Palmeiro, Ron Santo, Ryan Sandberg, Ferguson Jenkins, Kerry Wood, Mark Pryor, Andre Dawson, Mordecai Brown, Hack Wilson, Bruce Sutter, Robin Roberts, Ralph Kiner, Alfonso Soriano, Carlos Zambrano, Starlin Castro. That was the list of Chicago Cub players. And when I look at that list, it's a lot of Hall of Famers on this list. And they still have not made it to the World Series in 104 years. Of course, a lot of these players have played throughout the history of Chicago Cubs. We know that. But the Chicago Cubs, year in and year out, they cannot make it to the World Series. And on top of that, it's a list of expansion teams that have been in the league probably no less than 20 years probably, that have made it to the World Series, and some of them have won. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays, they made it. They didn't win. Colorado Rockies, they didn't win. The Marlins have won twice, and the Diamondbacks have won. Now, the Cubs have company. They have company in teams that have not made it to the World Series. One of them is the Washington Nationals, Seattle Mariners. That's their company. But we're talking about the Chicago Cubs, the Superstation team, the team that everybody loves to say, I love my Cubbies. Well, I'm going to make this short and sweet, and I'm going to tell you why I think, and I'm going to tell you what I think the Cubs should do. And I'm going to tell you why the Cubs are so bad. You know what I mean? It's an answer to all of this stuff. It's just an answer. Just bear with me. Well, I think the Cubs are bad from this standpoint. The support of the fans. I think the fans don't put pressure on the Cubs to do better. I think a lot of people, especially being in Chicago, being on the north side of Chicago, the Cubs, by them being over there on the north side, you know, it's a lot of fun on the north side. It's nice, shiny, bright. A lot of other stuff going on too. You know what I mean? And people like to go just to have fun, and they like the ambiance of Wrigley Field. They love that. They love to go over there, hang out, drink beer, eat hot dogs, and don't even pay attention to the game. They just go over there just because it's an event and it's traditional to go to Wrigley Field and have a ball. And I blame the fans, because the fans are not putting the pressure on the Cubs to win. They're not. They're still supporting them. When teams do bad, you shouldn't support them. 104 years and you're still showing up and you got season tickets, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. People say, but you're a fan. You're a fan good. If good or bad, you got to be a fan. BS. Cut it out. Moving on. Now, what I think the answer is still Epstein. I think he can help the Cubs. I think he can put some players in place where the Cubs can start having some mediocre 500 seasons and build up to be a powerhouse. I think it can happen. Question is, when? You know what I mean? When you think about Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox, the White Sox are trying way harder than the Cubs. You understand what I'm saying? The White Sox are making moves. As soon as somebody in Chicago, they think about which team, when people say that, I hear this all the time, people always say, especially Chicagoans, who's better? And they don't want to get the White Sox props for what the White Sox did when they went to the World Series and won it all. They don't want to get the White Sox props for the offense that the White Sox has had over the last 10 years. The White Sox has had a prolific offense year in and year out. Cubs had 2 or 3 seasons where they looked like they was going to be the team to beat, but it tanked. Overpaid for Zambrano, Soriano, and it tanked. I want to know what you guys think the Cubs need to do to get back to the World Series. I already know. I told Theo Epstein is the start, but with these fans, people need to stop showing up. Real talk until they get it together. I'm your boy Jay Howard. Till next time, I know all you guys out there think I'm hating on the Cubs, and you gotta think what you gotta think. You know, we gotta talk about this thing though. The next time, peace, and I'm out.